Hello, it's Ash and welcome back to my channel. Now, welcome into this session where we are going to focus on strengthening and stretching your hip flexors, which are those muscles that run along the front of the hip. So if you ever get achy hips at the front and you're wondering what that is, it's effectively the muscles that pull the knee up into our sort of knee drive position. We're going to make sure we strengthen them so they are more able to take greater forces and more resilient, which will ultimately help them be less achy. And we're also going to have a little bit of a stretch as well for them if they're a little bit tight. So we're going to make a start by coming down onto your back, and now we're going to go left leg nice and long and straight, and then we're going to lift up the left leg and bring it back down. Now try not to bend the knee as we do that. We're just lifting the knee up, the leg up and bringing it back down, and we're only bringing it up maybe about a quarter of the way to start, just to warm up. And now we want to feel these muscles right at the front of the hip doing the work. If the knee starts to bend, it's they're trying to get the other parts of the body into play. So keep that leg nice and long, and if you can, just go to about the highest point at which you feel the muscle really activating. So when you bring the leg up, squeeze and hold for a moment and just feel the muscles on the front of the hip. At the top of the thigh, you can feel them active, and slowly bring it back down. Abdominals are going to work as well. Bring it up, squeeze and hold for 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down. We'll just alternate, just continuing to do this, sorry, not alternating. Hold for 3, 2, 1, back down. 2 more times. Up, hold, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Should be feeling a good burn. Up, hold, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down. And then as you do that, just compare the work. So we should be feeling a lot of heat in that left one compared to the right one. So again, you can feel that's the area that we're trying to work. So start small with the right leg. Again, nice and long from the hip to the heel, a nice long straight leg. Try not to tense the thigh too much. We want the squeezing to come from that front of the hip flexor muscles. As again, like I said, the lower abdominals are going to work as well, or the abdominals will work. We're just nice and slowly coming up, coming down. A sort of brief warm up of those muscles, but also, again, just training the brain to activate the correct muscles. Okay, next time I'm going to bring it a little bit higher to the point of where it feels like a good activation, and then hold. And again, just tap those muscles. They should feel active. Lower abdominals should feel active. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Back down nice and slow. Back up. Squeeze and hold for 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs straight down. Up. 3, 2, 1. And back down. 2 more. Back up and then hold for 3, 2, 1. Well done. Last one. We should be feeling a good burn in that hip. Back up. Hold. 3, 2, 1. And back down. Well done. Okay, bring the knees up now. Have a bend on the knees. Feet on the floor. Just roll those knees left and right. Just loosen the hips a little bit before we go into the next exercise. So again, these are the exercises that we want to be doing this probably once a week. Again, if you're not sure what your strength and stretching routine should look like, you get a free 7-day program by having a look in the link in the description below. Sign up with your email, you get the free 7-day program. Back to you. We're going to bring the knees up above the hips, the feet up at knee height. Just another thing on that, if you're on the TV, you can have a look at runbetterwithash.com. And now what we're going to do is hands above the shoulders. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to straighten that right leg, and then bring the leg back to the starting point. Alternate, left leg comes back. Keep your head on the floor so you don't strain your neck. And we're just alternating with that. Straight leg, drive it back up. Opposite side. So carry on going with this now. Now you'll feel the abdominal area is going to work. So the tummy muscles, the core, and those hips at the front. So think about as you're going out, straightening that leg. You can make the motion smaller like this if it's too painful for your lower back or for your hips. Again, don't ever push into pain. So you don't ever work into pain. Keep breathing. Should be feeling a good burn in the abdominal area and the hip at the front. We're nearly there. Well done. Last one each side. Keep going. And time. Bring those feet down. Well done. Windscreen wiper left and right. How did that feel? Good work. So we're doing the strength work first, and then we can do the stretches because the muscles will be nice and warmed up, and that's what we want. And all of the area will be nice and warmed up as well, which will help us get into the area, into a nice stretch, a lot easier, a lot more comfortable. Okay, we're going to come up to seated now. So this one can be a bit challenging. It can be a bit frustrating. It can be a bit annoying. So I'll just sort of give a bit of a preempt with that. So hands backwards, bend the shoulders, bend the elbows, and relax the shoulders. Too many body parts going on there. So from the hip to the heel, again, all the toes, nice, long, straight leg. If the knee starts to bend, it's the thighs that are going to be working a little bit more there. We want this hip flexor area right at the hip to be doing the most amount of the work. What we're going to do is we're going to drive that heel up, again, drive the foot up, bring it back down. Okay, we're going to go for about 30 seconds each side. Get ready, and let's go. So squeeze, slowly bring it back down. Squeeze, slowly bring it back down. So we're trying to control it up and control it down. Don't just let it fall down. Now, if you are weak in that area, you might not be getting nowhere near as high as me, and it might just be sort of falling down. You might just be able to kick it up a little bit and kind of drop it down. But if you can, really try not to drop it down. I know it's tough, especially if you're weak in this area, but that is, again, a really good indication that you are weak in this area, and this is a good session for you. Okay, release and pause. Stop for a moment. Just feel the after effects. Again, notice if that felt incredibly difficult to do, this is a weak spot for you. This is a really good area that we are working into. You need to keep repeating this week by week until this becomes easy. Again, this is going to help not only your running, but it's going to help you live better and move better. So right side, from the hip to the heel, nice straight leg. Try not to let the knee bend. Ready? And let's go. Kick the heel up, slowly control it back down. Okay, 30 seconds. So I notice straight away I can go a little bit higher with more control on this side because this is my stronger side. So what do you notice about each side? And what you can do, I say this often, we've got last 10 seconds, well done. Keep trying to stay strict with that leg. Try not to let the knee bend. You can do an extra set on the weaker side to help it catch up. And time, well done. Okay, have a little bit of a roll. Okay, and breathe. We're going to come onto your front now, and we're going to come into a kneeling position. Now, if your knee gets uncomfortable, you can use a cushion or a blanket to make the knee softer. Really important, again, we look after your knees. I know some people do have vulnerable knees, tender knees, so make sure you're not just grinning and bearing this position. Step your right foot forwards, and what we're going to do from here is we're going to bring the hands to the thigh in a light position. We're not just collapsing down. Now what we're going to do is lunge that right knee forwards, keep the front foot flat, and we're opening up that left hip flexor area. We're going to get some good knee and hip and ankle on this side as well, this right side, but we're lunging down. Find a 7 out of 10 stretch, lift your head and chest up to the sky, look up, relax the shoulders, and then push and come back. So we're lunging and rocking slowly. Breathe as you do that. So we should feel a good stretch at that left upper thigh, into that front of the hip area. Now we can bring that left arm to the head and open up that left elbow away from the head, or bring the left hand over the top of the head and start to bring it over towards the right a little bit as you lean the body over to the right. That'll maybe again just open up that area a little bit. If that's too intense, bring the hand down. So find your 7 out of 10 as you just gently, again, and soothing, nice, smooth, dynamic movement. Breathe. Okay, as we get to the end point this time, pause, hold, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come back down with the hands, and then feel the after effects of that. Compare the left hip now to the right hip. How does it feel? Okay, step the left foot forwards, again into that lunge position. Make sure the right knee feels safe and comfortable. Pause the video if you need to make it safe. Let's lunge forwards and then back. Again, start small and then we can expand it. You can go hands to the hips or hands to the thigh. But as you lunge forwards, lift the head and chest back and up. But again, not too aggressively. Keep breathing. Relax the shoulders, try not to tense up. We want to be feeling that, and again, right thigh, right upper thigh, right hip at the front. You can take the knee further backwards if you're not feeling that as much there. We're nearly there. So you've done some fantastic work for your hip flexors today. And you've also learned about your body. So these hip flexors, how do you feel like, and what can you analyze your hip flexors like? Is the left one weaker than the right one? Or maybe you've noticed a weak spot of your body or a tight spot of your body. So just doing this stretching session and strength session has given you some information about your body and feedback about your body, which is valuable. It helps you understand what you need to work on. So fantastic work, well done. If you do need that little bit more guidance, again, have a look in the link in the description below for the free program or the coaching options to let me guide you, or look at runbetterwithash.com. Okay, come back up, step that leg back, have a little bit of a wiggle, feel the after sensations, and again, what do you learn and feel about your body from doing that session? So again, you can include this maybe once a week into your weekly routine. But a fantastic mobility session there, strength and stretching for your hip flexors. Well done for showing up for your body, and I shall see you in the next video.